3, 2, 1. We're on. Here we go, man.
What's up, everybody?
What's up, man?
Chilling, man, chilling. Good to be back for my third appearance on the Snake Pit. Second time on video.
This your third?
Exciting.
I was wondering how many we've done together.
Yeah, because we did that impromptu one. Actually, we got 4.
I think it's 4. We did
Damn.
2 at your house.
Yeah,
And
that's
then, no,
right.
maybe 5 because we got on Discord.
Yeah.
So maybe this is the 5th one.
Crazy shit, man. I love the Snake Pit.
Yes, sir, man.
Local Lubbock podcast.
Speaking of Lubbock, this is a pretty cool piece from
Yeah, get you one.
Harbor
Well,
Lights.
actually, there's only 4 were made.
This
okay?
is the second one of 4.
Yeah, that's 2 of 4. So there's only 2 left, and there's like 3 or 4 people who want the remaining 2. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do. Jack Bremer, if you're watching this, you better get at me soon, because I know I told you I'd give you one, but
So
it's only 4.
there's this man.
He was
Who's
the
that?
mayor
The
at
mayor?
the time of the tornado. Yeah.
What was his name, do you know?
Jim Granby.
And it has Lubbock 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1970.
Yeah,
And I'm
graphic
assuming
designer.
that's the-
Yeah, that's
the
Lubbock
aftermath?
after the tornado.
What is this, downtown?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm a graphic designer. Now, I actually hate graphic designers. They're fucking losers.
Oh my god, already coming in hot.
Just fucking dude.
Why?
I would say the exact same thing to a graphic designer that I would to Hitler if he were here right now.
Whoa.
I would just say, I'm sorry art school didn't work out for you.
Is that what happens? You fail art school so you become a graphic designer?
That's my perception, but probably not true. It's like dentists and doctors, you know. Yeah, fuck graphic designers. I have a beef with them because, you know, I'm very traditionally minded.
Yeah. We've gone through that, yeah.
I, you know, kind of want like a housewife to raise my children. And I was with a girl for 5+ years, okay? And she was like a career, I'm a boss bitch. And she was a graphic designer. And we ended up just splitting up because our life goals were too different. She decided that instead of, you know, watching our children grow old together, she would rather make fucking restaurant menus and advertisements for the rest of her life until she fucking dies and gets eaten by her fucking cat because she has no genetic lineage. And,
Oh, Jesus Christ.
so basically, I kind of have a little bias. But Brianna, if you're watching this, you fucking broke my heart, bitch. I hate you. No, I'm just kidding. It's all love.
No disrespect, but I hope she's listening.
I hope she is too, man, but I know she's not.
Fuck, this thing broke. Son of a bitch. Well, is there a...
Notes? I
have some.
I brought a Sharpie.
Hey, you can sign that. Go ahead.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, I've been
Oh,
waiting.
wait, I left it in the car.
Never mind. I've been meaning to have
I'll leave
people
it
sign
after.
this.
Oh, yeah. Oh, now where the fuck's my
But
easy stick?
already come in hot.
I'm not leaving. I just... The fuck?
Well, while he's looking, I'm excited to open up this gift.
That's true. I was just thinking.
I'm excited. I'm going to show my poor knife skills on YouTube.
What in the heck? Oh, it's in my shirt pocket, everybody.
Jesus Christ.
We're on the green apple easy stick today.
What is that?
Green apple. I feel like a
Jesus
big
Christ.
bitch when I buy these. Like my nicotine smoking, unfiltered cigarette ancestors are just like looking down on me in shame when I'm like, can I get pink lemonade? Yeah, I feel
Unfortunately.
But it is what
So, some FNX Restore Cricket protein that I mentioned yesterday came in the mail this morning.
we got some whey type.
So, if you don't know, these guys are kind of sponsoring us now.
Oh, that was just free?
No, this was not free, but I get a discount.
Okay.
So hopefully, if I can get people to start buying it, they'll start sending me shit.
Buy it, people.
And we're over here talking about working out and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people work out and take protein already, so
There you go.
why not support the Snake Pit?
Support them too, because they're like a local from Utah.
Hell yeah.
That is fnxfit.com. Promo code SNAKE.
22 grams of protein. Not bad. Should we? I want to at least smell it.
Yeah, go ahead.
You wanna,
I should have made us
you
some.
want to crack the seal?
Yeah, I should have
Sure thing.
fucking. We should have tried it.
I'll touch my pinky on there. Don't worry, I sanitized before I came over here.
There's something behind you if you want
Oh yeah. Gotta be careful out there, folks.
to. It is a little crazy.
Dude, you know who you should look into? Burn Vodka. You heard of them?
Uh-uh.
They're like a Lubbock.
Oh,
Like
it
they
smells
make
like
vodka, but now they're making a hand sanitizer.
a lot of.
Fight against Corona.
What are they called?
Burn
And
vodka.
they're from Lubbock.
Yeah, it's a Lubbock vodka. All right, folks. So this is chocolate mousse. I'm just gonna.
It smells like chocolate.
Yeah, it's chocolate milk. It tastes like
Yeah.
chocolate milk. That's good shit, man.
So right here it says requires 2,000 times less water and land
To like produce.
to produce than traditional protein.
Yeah, there you go, hippies.
It requires 12 times less feed and 100 times less greenhouse gases. And I did see somewhere like the money they make, like every something money they make, they send water to people who need it.
There you
So
go. That's good shit.
I had to be a part of it.
X Fit.
FNXfit.com, yes.
There we go.
Or just FNX_fit on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
0 lactose, 0 sugar.
That's good.
I'm excited to try this shit. I'm excited to actually start caring about my health.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
Sometimes I'll like do a protein shake just as like a meal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if I haven't worked out, but I always try to work out a little bit because I feel guilty about it.
I get home and I'm hungry from work,
But, hell yeah.
and I end up eating like 3 meals. Like I'll eat after I work, and then I'll eat like a snack, and then I'll eat dinner.
Dude, I need a fucking job, man. I'm fucking like just such a bum lately. Like, you know, Landon, he got a job doing like AC shit. He's like an AC tech now, and so like, and Carlos is like a cable guy. He's out on the fucking poles every day, and so both my roommates are like fucking these like really like high test blue collar working men.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just like fucking. I've not changed. Like I've been wearing these same clothes. Well, I have like 10 of these highlighter yellow shirts and like 5 pairs of red sweatpants. And
So they're at least clean.
yeah. No, I showered and then put on these exact same clothes that I've been wearing. Well, not the same ones. You know what I mean? Same kids, the uniform. But yeah, like the other night, I was in like the car mix matches. But I was playing Skyrim, and Landon went up to go to bed at like 10 p.m. because he has to be up at like 6. And then 6 a.m. he came downstairs. I was in the exact same spot. I had not moved at all, except like to get up to pee once, I think. But so I'm like rotting away. I need to fucking do something. And I think so. Like the semester's over now, and I'm not. Well, I'm gonna take one class in the summer, but not till summer 2, which I think is like in July or something.
Will they be online?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fucked, man. So I'm probably gonna try to get a job for the summer. I'm gonna try to be a porter at a used car lot.
What's that?
The porter is just the guy. It's like the lowest position on the totem pole of a used car
There's a shitload of them here, aren't there?
hierarchy. Yeah, the porter basically just like, you know, you wash the cars, detail the cars, take them to like customers, go pick up like parts from mechanics, drop the cars off.
Oh, that's not bad.
You're just like keeping up with the lot. But I really kind of want to become a used car salesman, and that's you got to get your foot in the door.
That's a good way to start, huh?
Yeah, so I'm gonna see about doing that. Yeah, because I don't know why. I feel like used car salesman is my calling.
I did not expect that, but you never know what Will's gonna say. So.
I've been getting into cars pretty heavily this past like year or so. Been,
Like, what do you mean?
you know, fucking.
Learning about them?
I mean, with car guys, it's like there's 2 types of like people. They're like you either care about like speed or luxury. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Carlos, dude. Carlos is crazy because he like doesn't know anything about like a fucking engine, or like like how like mechanic workings of a car work, but he could tell you like every fucking like package, every like trim level of like every fucking sedan. Like we'll just be driving like, oh dude, that's the Honda Civic Type SE. That version came with like he knows like
Oh my
everything about
gosh.
every fucking car, dude. I swear. But I don't know. I've just been like I don't know, just like learning about shit like fucking AMG. AMG Mercedes.
No, I don't know much
Like,
about cars, to be honest.
I think Mercedes is
pretending.
probably my favorite car manufacturer.
Are those like those box cars? Like the old, the 90s ones?
Yeah. I mean, everything was boxier in the 90s, and like it just looked
I
better,
like those.
Yeah. There was like a classic Benz, like a couple houses down from here, so. But AMG started out as like this company that would just like take Mercedes cars and like tune them up, make them fucking fast,
okay.
make them awesome. And then they got so good at it that Mercedes bought them, and now if you pay like fucking, I'm sure like thousands more dollars, you can get that. They make AMG versions of like every car. So even like the most base model Benz, there's like an AMG version that's like more power, baby.
I'm going pulling up.
Hell yeah. What's her last name, dude?
Moreno?
Moreno? Dude, that's my neighbor's name, Mr. Moreno. The nice old man.
Oh, you didn't go to Hutch, did you? You went to
Yes, sir.
Friendship.
Yes, sir. Friendship.
I thought that's how you knew her.
Gold on my neck, but I still feel blue. Call that Friendship Tigers.
There you go. Hey, we're recording over here. Hopefully they don't walk through. Belle, come here, Belle. Belle. Come say hi to the fans.
Hi.
Probably your uncle's listening, so come say hi.
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 Say hi to the say hi to everybody in Phoenix.
Got relatives in Phoenix?
Yeah, we got a bunch of uncles. They're pretty
Dude,
much the ones that listen. So
Phoenix is fucking hot. Arizona is actually hell. I think it's actually hell on earth.
excuse me.
Like, dude, fucking like Flagstaff and like Scottsdale, just boring, hot, just like uninteresting. Like,
Really? Yeah, I like Flagstaff.
I mean, Arizona doesn't
Eh.
have the same like clout. I mean, nothing has the clout of Texas.
You're right.
But,
Absolutely.
This is,
Dude, it's the Wild West over there, though. I'll tell you that.
yeah, I respect that.
I would never live there.
It's
Definitely
just
not.
so hot and just like desolate. It's fucking desolate, dude.
Bro, my uncles, they one of them is in construction.
Yeah.
They work at night. They
Oh.
don't even work during the day.
Yeah.
Like they do overnight construction because
Yeah.
it's so hot.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry if they're listening. I don't want to talk shit on your state. I mean, Arizona's cool. I like their flag. It's like a star with like the radiating fucking beams. But
All right, what's your favorite flag?
dude, like state or just ever?
All right, let's do states first.
Dude, I mean, obviously Texas.
Okay, other than that, that's a given.
Maryland is kind of cool because they have like that.
Yeah, that
seal
one's
to their
crazy.
Crest. I don't know. I feel like there's some really badass ones. There's one state. Hold on.
I fuck with California's
Yeah.
because it's the bear that they drove to extinction in Cali. Like the bears used to fucking roam in there,
Yeah.
and then they fucking kill them all. That's why I fuck with that one.
Okay, the state of Oregon is the only state that has ever had a two-sided flag. Like on one side it says Oregon, and the other side is a beaver.
No shit, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's respect. Oregon's badass.
I'm gonna do a snake pit two-sided flag.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty crazy. But
I really
favorite
can't,
flags of all time. I'm looking at some state ones right now.
I really can't think of like state ones other than
Yeah, that's why I had to look them up.
I can't. Oh yeah, I know what Arizona looks like.
New Mexico's pretty badass.
Is that the yellow one?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
the
here's-
Zia. So that symbol's called the Zia.
These are all of them.
Yeah, New Mexico is like my Arizona. Like all my family lives there.
Yeah, and that state's shitty too.
New Mexico is very shitty and very poor and drug addicted. What is this one? Ohio's cool because it's like not a square.
Yeah, I was wondering what's going on.
Okay, South Carolina is pretty badass. Just the palm tree and the moon. And that one, actually, I was going to show you some, all the flags of the Revolution, the American Revolution. I have one in my house that's like the Appeal to Heaven. I don't know if you've seen that one, but it's like one of the most badass flags ever. It's just like white and it has a pine tree on it. It says An Appeal to Heaven.
What is that?
It's like when they were like, trying to like get their independence and shit.
It's the okay.
Yeah, they were saying like, the kings wasn't fucking listening to them. Nobody in man would help them. Mankind, nobody was for them. So they made an appeal to heaven.
You have that flag?
Badass flag, yeah, I do.
That's pretty cool.
But some other cool revolution ones I really like. You always see fucking... Yeah, dude, like, this shit. Badass flag. But you always see the Don't Tread on Me.
Oh, yeah, I like that one.
But...
the broken up snake?
The broken up snake is better. The join or die. It's like little sections. It says join.
Oh, that's what it says.
Die.
Okay, yeah, that one.
But then I kind of hate like the yellow. It has the snake all curled up. It says "Don't tread on me." Mm-hmm. You see boomers who just love to display that flag, like libertarians. Like, oh yeah, man, I love the Constitution. But the same boomers who have the "Don't Tread on Me" flag don't realize that Luke chapter 10 verse 19 says,
it's Bible study.
"Behold, I have given you the authority to tread upon the serpents and upon all the powers of the enemy, and nothing will injure you." So I will tread on serpents. I hate libertarians, man. Fuck libertarians. You're stupid.
Oh crap.
Okay, philosophically, I do agree with limited government, but it's like, in 2020, like, it's just, you're stupid. Most libertarians are just like selfish, lazy people who have given up on trying to fix civilization, okay? They're the type of people that are like, man, I love the Constitution, man. I want to, shoot my AR-15 while eating a cheeseburger, while getting gay married and smoking a joint, because that's America, baby. Like, no. I like structure and strict order and hierarchy. It's the only way a society can survive, okay, people? Libertarians on the left and the right, you're stupid. Have you ever seen, like, the political compass, like the grid?
Yeah.
You need to take that test, dude. We all have to
we should
get our shit.
Yeah.
So, like, the bottom is, like, libertarian left.
Yeah.
And then authoritarian left, which is, like, commies. And then libertarian right, which is, like, Constitution boomers. And then authoritarian right, which is, like, Hitler. Who knows where I am? Probably somewhere in the middle.
I'll have to take the test to see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll display the results.
Yeah, you need a big like picture of it, like a giant picture, and then everybody has like their name on like a dot.
Hell yeah! I've been thinking about getting a green screen. I don't know, man.
Yes, dude.
I just gotta learn how to work with it.
You can use anything. Like
really?
Like you can use like a sheet. Probably try to find like green or blue, because those are colors that like. Well, I don't know. You got some blue right here, but like a color that's not in the shot at all. And yeah, anything you can use, and then you can just key it out.
You know how to do that?
Yeah, dude. I used to stream. Texas Pieces YouTube channel.
You should
stream time to time.
You should go check that out, man.
Yeah. I basically
I
would stream myself getting on Tinder and making fun of the women. Because dude.
I will unfortunately say, I believe those women are too stupid to realize what you're doing.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'll when I match with them, I'll go back and forth with them.
Oh, they have no
idea.
Them. Oh man, that's what makes me sad.
Like this one bitch, I think I put a screenshot of this on Instagram. Like, Because look, man, if women are gonna choose to be whores and sell feet pics on the internet, I'm at least gonna like fucking bully them about it. Like, okay.
You gotta expect it.
Yeah, because these bitches all have their Cash App and Venmo in their bio, and so like I messaged this girl, I was like, "Can I get some feet pics?" And then she was like money, like $, question mark, and I was like, "Of course, Queen, just send me your Cash App."
Jesus Christ.
And then she sent it to me, and I was just like, "Well, now you really thought." And then I went on a long-winded rant about how she should stop doing this and try to have some children, make the world a better place. She said no, but thanks for the advice. That's what she said to me.
I bet I really was thinking about. I bet they think about it long after what you said.
The only reason women they wouldn't put the Cash App and the Venmo in their bio if it didn't work. Okay. So some of you fellas out there, I need you to
they're the ones to blame, bro.
I blame men.
The buyers, not the sellers.
Equally as much as I blame women, because as much shit as I give to the modern woman, you know, being degenerate, promiscuous, casual sex, doing drugs, it's the modern man who enables all that. The modern man is just as bad.
No supply without demand, huh?
Yeah, dude. It's like... Women didn't just magically become this way. They didn't magically just...
That's why I don't really like to blame the women. I blame the fucking pussy, men.
I blame society because, women didn't just magically go from, like, you know, housewife, raising the children, you know, caring for the home to, like, you know, raving and, like, getting a fucking train ran on them. That didn't just happen, you know. Society, the conditions had to exist in society that allowed for that.
You know,
change.
I try to keep an open mind, or I try to hear both sides of everything and not try to be biased or anything. But I will say, I do want a wife, like like that wouldn't be too bad. Like a wife to cook. I mean, like I will provide for you if you stay home and be
throughout
that.
Like the fucking 10,000 years or however long we've been walking upright, like for like all of human history. It has basically been, in some form or another, the man goes out and provides, and the woman takes care of the children. And, like, you know, that's not, like, wrong. You know what I mean? Like, damn, bro, it's crazy how for, like, 10,000 years of human history, everybody was just wrong about everything. And then, like, here recently, you know, a couple, like, atheist scientists came along and just figured everything out. Yeah, great, right? No. The past has much to offer us, okay, people?
I was thinking about that. I'm like, if I don't even mind it. I'll go bust my ass to make a living so you guys can just chill.
And, like, what I hate the most is when women try to act like that's, like, oppressive. You know what I mean? That I want them to have children. Like, that's, like, the most holy thing. Like, the creation of a human life, that's, like, this sacred, holy thing. But now, we're basically slapping God in the face. I know I've said this on a podcast before.
Probably all 5.
It's like, you know, we just have, like, we're using technology and science to play God. It's like, oh yeah, like I know God designed this, like, or even if you don't believe in God, I know, like, biologically for, you know, thousands of years we've, like, been steered along this evolutionary course, and sex is, like, this thing to create a new life. But you know what? That should be kind of feeling good. So I'm just going to invent this little pill that I can take and, you know, like, I can fuck all I want and not get pregnant. And if that fails and I do get pregnant, then we're just going to kill it. You know, like, don't, like, that's not good, people.
You make a lot of interesting points.
I mean, like...
You can think about it, too, if you actually listen.
They weren't just, like... fucking retards, like, for all of human history. Like,
that's true.
They weren't just like, doing that shit. Like, I think even the most hardcore feminists can agree that, like, men and women are different. Like, they're biologically different, and they...
Bro, I was actually listening to a podcast, and this woman was like, I used to be, like, hardcore feminist, and then I had kids, and then my husband started... She was like, fuck that, I'll stay home and watch the kids. You go out and make the money.
I mean, like, that's how it's supposed to be. And basically, let me drop a real red pill for you guys. Basically, feminism actually enslaved women, okay? Because take the 1950s when, like, there were women in the workplace, but it was pretty rare. You have first wave feminism in like the 20s, women getting the right to vote.
The vote and all that.
Second wave is in, you know, like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, like women in the workplace. And third wave, what we're seeing now is like.
And what is the third wave now?
But you know, the thing about women in the workplace is like, you might think that you were like, you know, in the 50s, oh, women were so oppressed, but they actually had the luxury of being able to choose. They could stay home if they wanted to with the kids. And now women don't have that choice because all men and all women are competing for all the jobs. But when it was just men, basically like in the 50s, a man could basically only have a high school diploma and he could have a house, support two
That's
kids.
when the middle class was still there.
I mean, you didn't need to go to college. Like a man just with like a factory job could support wife,
buy
kids,
a nice
2
house,
cars, a trip to Disneyland every year. But basically now, since we shoved all women into the workplace, like just think about it. If you increase the number of people looking for jobs by 2 times, you know, put women in there, then that cuts the value of labor in half. And it makes it twice as hard for people to find a job. So basically now, the American dream of like a man going out and working and a woman staying at home with the kids is basically dead, because unless a man has like a high-paying job, because now women have to work.
Yeah.
Look at that, women! You thought that you were freeing yourselves, but you actually condemned yourselves to servitude. And you know, it's like that. I don't know. You know,
I get what you're saying though, because it's like one income doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, it's
and
dead.
All the way up to like pretty much up to basically being rich.
Yeah, and you know, I guess I'm trying to think how I'm gonna word this without being offensive. That's the hardest part.
It is always hard to be like, oh shit, what should I say?
I mean, I don't care necessarily about offending people, obviously, but I'm trying to word this correctly. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, you can't just blame women, because it's always been, even now with the Venmo and Cash App in the bio, and in the 20s, like fucking 100 years ago with women getting the right to vote, it's always been simps. It's always been simps. Because women didn't get the right to vote, like sure, they protested or whatever, but it was like men who like passed through that legislation. And I'm not saying women shouldn't have the right to vote, okay? That's not what I believe. I'm an American. I believe in rights for everyone.
Everybody has the right.
But should they actually be doing it? Should they actually be going out and doing it? I don't know.
Doing what?
Voting. Women.
Well, first of all, people don't even fucking vote now. Anybody, really.
I voted.
I don't really know many people that vote.
Yeah. I mean...
And that's like what people are like complaining about the government. Like, you complain about their choice. You motherfucker, you can go out and vote these guys out or vote laws in, but you ain't doing nothing about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be really interesting to see our generation, like, growing up and, you know, kind of inheriting, you know, these positions of power.
Do you know, do other countries, because to me, I'm not into this, and I'm not even going to pretend to be, but to me it would make sense in this age, like it could be easy as voting on your phone.
Yeah, but then the Russians could hack it super easy.
They've already been hacking. Fuck them motherfuckers. Do you think do countries do that? That's my first question. Or is it easier, like a?
Oh, it'd definitely be easier, but it'd be like way more vulnerable, you know.
Because it seems like a difficult process now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Kinda.
I think there is online voting.
Does that make sense to you? Because it made sense to me. Like.
Oh yeah, it'd definitely be more convenient. Yeah, and then you'd probably see a lot of our generation voting.
There you go.
But probably the people in power don't want that.
Obviously not.
Because our generation is mostly liberals. But you know what, people, I want to take the opportunity to say this, is that, like, look, if you're a liberal, okay, I understand, you know, the left makes some great points about inequality and stuff, but here's the thing. Okay? Conservative is the new counterculture, okay? Because if you look at, like, in the 60s, like, liberals were like, or I should say
like hippies?
leftists. Yeah, they were actually like, they were the counterculture. They were the revolution, because, I mean, you look at the left, even in like the 50s and 60s, and they're badass. They were like blowing up like fucking like animal research labs and stuff. They were like fucking like really doing like real guerrilla shit, and they were the real
I'm gonna write this down
counterculture.
so I don't forget it.
But basically now, look, the best example I can give on how the left is basically the establishment now is, I mean, you look at the left even as recently as 2012 and the Occupy movement. What were these people saying? They were like, fuck the banks, we hate the banks, you are screwing over the American people, you need to go away. And the left were badass, they were marching, they were like, take down the banks. What do we see just a few short years later? My grandparents recently went to Denver and they participated in a gay pride parade. And they brought back these little flags, little rainbow flags. On one side, it was a rainbow. Do you know what was on the other side?
Oh, like, okay.
It was the Bank of America logo.
Yeah, some
like
affiliation. Yeah.
all these. So corporations basically figured out that all they have to do is become woke and change their fucking logo to like a rainbow version of it during Pride Month, and like they're basically immune from criticism. Like just a few short years ago, you people on the left were protesting the banks. You were like, fuck you guys. And now the banks are sponsoring the gay pride.
You sold
parades.
out, people.
So basically all I want to say is that the right is the new counterculture.
I will say this too, though. It's almost like I hear it, like people who are like conservative and to the right. It's almost like they're labeled as racist or bigots.
I mean, it's this
like,
whole like.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, people that I know my age on the left will act like I'm some sort of like establishment, like, you know, well, like corporate person, you know, when in reality you guys are the actual corporatists and the right wing is the new counterculture youth movement. And the reason why is because it's not cool to shill for big business. It's not. It's gay. America first is inevitable. What we're doing is inevitable.
I think this time now that we're living in should fucking show everybody that. It's like America first.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
People, stand up for
You see
your
what these
nation.
you see what these other countries are doing to the whole goddamn
Yes.
world.
Basically, my problem with you people on the left is that you don't. I mean, a lot of the time when I'll talk to my friends on the left who really enjoy, like, they support mass immigration, I'll ask them, like, do you even believe, like, in borders? Like, should countries even exist? And a lot of the time they'll say no. Because if they say yes, then you have to come to grips with the fact that a country has the right to determine who comes into it. Like, that's the definition of a country, is its borders. But they don't want that. They want everything to be borderless, cosmopolitan economic zones filled with people who have no cultural identity. It's pretty ironic because these people on the left, they'll always complain about like cultural appropriation and you're not respecting their culture, and they have this huge reverence for culture. They love culture.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize is that culture arises from specific groups in a specific location.
Yeah. So
That's
like
their
you say, like
cultural
if you
identity.
started simulating with
Yes,
everybody,
if everyone was mixed
there's no
together,
culture.
Culture wouldn't exist.
that's one culture. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they want.
Yeah.
They want globalism.
Hell no.
They want a one world government.
We're Texas boys. We need that.
Yes.
Keep your little fruity ass in California.
Real shit, man. Like,
You got your Floridians, I don't know, whatever they are. They're crazy bastards too.
they are, dude. Florida's crazy. But just come on, people. Love your country. I mean, it's
Hey
like,
man, I couldn't agree with you more on that one.
Yeah,
I
mean,
say it everyone.
the main problem.
Love your fucking state if you're from here.
Yeah, like, God, I don't want this to be just me ranting about leftists, but like, they have a great love for everyone, which is great.
Yeah.
Obviously, they want
Love your neighbor, right?
they want everyone to be well taken care of. Unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily work like that. The world isn't just this like egalitarian fucking like.
Could it ever be?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so either, actually.
And I mean, even if it could, you don't want like you don't want. I hate globalism. Like,
Yeah.
just it's.
Well, you know, you mentioned earlier about the human history and all that. I mean, it's always been.
Yeah.
There's never been equal since the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't ever think there will be.
I mean, like,
Unfortunately.
equality is not necessarily like the peak like goal, okay? To people on the left, like, yeah, I mean, you know that
Equal opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, equal opportunity, but they're scared because they realize that when everyone has equal opportunity, the outcomes still aren't equal. What does
Yeah,
that mean?
obviously.
These people are different.
You have winners and losers, brother.
People want to talk about male privilege. Like, I, as a white male, am like so fucking like I just have the world at my disposal. I really don't. But like, they'll talk about male privilege. Like,
I think there's white male privilege. I do.
dude, women get accepted into college at higher rates than men, but they make up less than 5% of STEM graduates. Why is that? Could it be possibly because like women are not like as inclined to like STEM fields? I don't know. I mean, that's crazy, right? There has to just be some evil cabal of men like keeping them down, right? Even though they're accepted to college and universities at much higher rates than men. But and the white thing, it's like, okay, I don't deny that, America is historically a nation that has been okay, this is my whole thing. Is
It's
that
green privilege.
America is a white Christian nation. It is.
Yeah.
It was.
It was in the
it
1700s, yeah.
Founded like that, and the founders intended like
what they wrote was for them, right?
yeah. If you read the Constitution, in just the preamble, it says, "Blah blah, blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity."
Us rich white people.
I mean, they're saying to ourselves and the people who come after us. I'm not saying that America should be just for whites and just for Christians, but historically it has been a white Christian nation, and I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to preserve the American identity. And what you see
I think
now,
that's what you're seeing now, right?
well, basically what you're seeing now is that, I mean, it always seems to be the most wealthy, affluent African American people who have the most contempt for whites, okay? Like, I saw this woman, this African American woman, who's like, she's a researcher, she's a scientist, she's like leading the charge for, the fight against coronavirus. She's working on a vaccine. And I heard her say that this virus is an attempted genocide, and that she's saying, like, she's trying to spin it to be anti-white, okay? But the thing is, I did just some very basic research on this woman, and I found out that I forget the name of the school, but she went to like a very prestigious medical school on a full ride scholarship that was invented to increase diversity in the medical field.
Okay.
And I also saw an interview where she was talking about, and if it really is genocide against African Americans, you'd think that she would really want to speed up this vaccine, but she actually has another reason, because I saw in an interview with her where she was like, I had to cancel my dream vacation to Greece for this. Like, she was like, oh, woe is me, I can't go to Greece. So basically, she wants to get this vaccine out so she can go to Greece and you can stay at home and pay off your college debt. But, like, I think the idea of white privilege in 2020, it's literally the opposite, okay? It's literally the opposite. I don't deny that America, things historically have been easier for white people because, like, you know, America was...
They still are a little bit.
No, dude, literally...
I think so.
What is one thing that, like, I have, like, access to that, like, say my black friend doesn't? Don't you dare say not getting killed by the police, okay? Because that is fake news, okay? It's this, you know...
I just think we as a society have I don't know what the word is, like, you see one, you, a white person, as opposed to a person of color.
Like a bias, like a...
Yeah, bias, that's what it is.
I mean, we instinctually are more kind of comfortable around things that look like us,
yeah.
right? But that's just like a reptile brain instinctual shit. Like society-wise,
yeah, because I guess you're right though. Everybody has the same. If you're American, pretty much have the same opportunities. I think.
Yeah, look, like I never thought of myself as like a white straight Christian male. Like I didn't grow up being like I'm a white Christian straight male. Like I never categorized myself as that until like a cabal of like media journalists, like academia and the entertainment industry told me that like it was bad, you know what I mean, that I should feel bad for being that. And so, you know, it's like fine, you know, if you want to play this like identity politics game, then like I'm fine with that, but I'm not gonna fucking feel bad about who I am.
I see that, you know, I see that on Twitter where they're like, well, what color was he? If you know, or they're like white people, blah blah, white. They talk bad on white people,
yeah. Yes.
And I'm just like, you don't want to put that out there because you won't want, as a black person or a Mexican or an Asian, don't want that on you.
Yeah.
So why are you putting that on somebody else, dog? And then you're wondering why it's coming back to you.
Basically,
you know what I'm saying?
There is, I mean, you'd have to be retarded to not see the large influx of like anti-white content around. Basically, no one can deny.
I love white women. Just gonna say that.
Me too. No one can deny that there's a growing anti-white sentiment in America, but basically whether you're on the left or the right is just determined by whether or not you're okay with that. You know what I mean? If you're okay with that, you're a leftist. If you're not, then I don't know, I guess you're a fucking Nazi. But like, and another thing I want to add is that I just use the term white like just for convenience sake, but the thing is like in debates I'll usually say Western European because I don't agree with the term white. It's a term that was invented... Was it
Anglo-Saxon?
Yeah. It was a term that was invented in order to reduce a large number of culturally rich and ethnically diverse European people into a single little mockable, you know, label. Like that never existed before like the modern world. Like,
does it exist in Europe? Because everybody's like...
Yeah, I mean like before the 13 colonies and shit, before the American Revolution, like people weren't like, you know, if somebody was in Europe, they were like, oh, like, you know, what race are you? No one would be like, oh, I'm white. That wasn't like fucking a thing.
Like
I'm
French.
German, I'm Italian, yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know, it's not a term I generally agree with. I'm just using it to for convenience sake.
Say we just identify as the state we're from.
Yeah, I mean, I am Scandinavian. I'm Scandinavian, Norse, strong, Aryan.
You're about as white as it gets, dog.
Yes, dude. And you know what? That's a good thing. I'm proud of it.
You should be, dog.
I want, like, you know, me saying I'm proud to be a white man doesn't mean that, like, I'm gonna be burning a fucking cross in your lawn. Like, I want my black friends to be proud black men. You know what I mean? And they are, and I love that. But it just means that, like, I'm kind of, like, proud of my ancestors. Like, they built civilization. Like, Western civilization is probably the crowning achievement of humanity. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And that's the worst thing, is that when people, just not to be misogynist, but I happen to notice it's mostly been women in my life, have, like, they'll act like Dude, they'll call me a colonizer. Like, they'll call me a colonizer, like, that's a fucking insult. Like, I wish I could colonize something. Are you kidding? Like,
Let's colonize Mars.
yeah.
That's our next step.
Like, I can't, like, they use colonizer as an insult. Like,
I know, I see that too. I'm like,
Like,
what?
you
What
kidding?
are you
Like,
talking about?
I am literally so proud that my ancestors, like, came
That
and
has
settled
kind of
this
gone
land.
away. That
Like,
that pride.
You should fucking be proud of what your ancestors have done. They literally, I mean, it's so fucked because think about it like this. For millions of years, like every single person that came before you, great-great-grandma, great-great, every single person for like thousands of years of your lineage was able to pass on their genetic seed and, you know, further their lineage. And they went through some really hard shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like now we're just like, oh, I don't want to have kids. I want to focus on my career. So women have basically been sold this idea. But I'm telling you, women, that's a trap. That is a trap. You are being fooled into making Microsoft Excel spreadsheets for all of your fertile years because they don't want you to have children.
It's almost like Game of Thrones, man. The only thing that survives is your name. You want that name to
I've never
survive.
seen Game of Thrones.
Well, that's one of the things he says. He's like, I'll be dead, you'll be dead, but our name won't be dead.
There you go. I mean, like, really, folks, like, do you want it to end with you? Like, do you want it to end with you? And if the answer is yes, then, you know, your ancestors are SMH right now. But it's like, you know, think about it. I saw a picture of like, it's aimed at women. It's like your grandmother or your great grandmother, 8 kids. Your grandmother, 4 kids. Your mother, 2 kids. You, an abortion and a cat.
Oh my goodness.
Like, as you going
I
down
mean,
with them.
come on.
So, I'm not getting an abortion. That's fucking evil.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that one.
It is not a woman's right. That is ridiculous. It's not a woman's right to murder.
Why do you say
unborn
that?
baby.
It's her body, brother.
That's ridiculous. It's not. There's literally a kid in there. Like, just because.
Believe me, I don't agree with it either, but I've had this
Dude,
strong,
the most-
strong.
Ridiculous thing. Like, you women. A lot of women are like fucking like vegans. Like they're I'll talk to like the most pro-abortion women. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna get 10 abortions just to piss you off. They're vegans. Do you realize how backwards that is? They're like, oh, I won't eat an egg. That's like an unborn chicken. That's like so fucked up. That's like the chicken's like baby. And then you're like, I'm gonna go get an abortion. Like, what the fuck? So basically, what you might say to that is, oh, well, the chicken doesn't have a choice. So basically, you're replacing a chicken egg above an unborn human. You're saying, well, the chicken, you know, I have the right to choose. Like, it's so absolutely ridiculous to take this process of like a human life. Like, this is how human life is made, okay? It happens to be through sex. The only reason sex feels good is biologically it's like that so we can continue our species. You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
sex felt like getting your fucking eyes gouged out, then
You wouldn't do it.
then humanity would have died out. Like, it only feels good as a biological
So you're
imperative.
pretty pro-life?
Yes.
You don't believe in execution, death penalty?
That's a tough... Not really, no. I mean, murder is wrong. Like, any way you
Yeah.
slice it.
I just wanted to see.
But, like, yeah, it's like the fact that you'll take this process and, like, you're like, okay, the seed will, like, fertilize the egg, and it'll start, like, growing this baby inside of me. Oh, and then I just murder it. All for just, like, that little, like, what, 45 minutes of sex? Or, like, half an hour of feeling good?
5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it's for, like, 5 minutes. But, like, really just for that, like, brief, infinitely brief moment of pleasure, you're going to snuff out a human life. If you don't understand how that's like the most selfish thing in the world, like, get the fuck out of my face. Like, it's just, that's just wrong. I think the vast majority of abortions, as well as STDs and societal problems in general, would be solved if there were just a consensus that sex should be at the very least confined to a stable, long-term relationship.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
You definitely like decrease all those problems if you're just doing it one
Yeah,
person
and-
that
and
you
I mean-
love, that you love.
yeah, what we're seeing now is that like the birth rates are plummeting. Like the birth rates in the United States right now are like at the lowest they've been since like the Great Depression. It's like pretty bad. And also Western Europe is not having children, and Japan.
But could you say that's a
not
good
having
thing though?
children.
Because we're getting
No.
overpopulated, dude.
No.
There's a shitload of people on this planet to feed.
And a lot of them should not breed.
Yeah.
I mean, because you look at
But
okay,
unfortunately, it's the poorer the
yeah,
poorer.
yeah. America, Western Europe, and Japan all have plummeting birth rates. Japan declared a national emergency for this, and they're having like social programs to make people.
Oh, for real?
Yes, because it was getting so bad. Literally,
Because they were
no one was
working too
having
much,
children.
wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And the average like age in Japan is like fucking like 56. Like, it's fucked. Their aging population. So in Japan, Western Europe, America, all these places, you know, where like good things come from,
Yes,
the birth
sir.
rate is plummeting. But if you look at India, China, and Africa, it's fucking skyrocketing. So like it's not hard to imagine like what the world will look like.
The places with billions of people.
Yeah.
China, the enemy.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But you know, yeah, and back to just America specifically, the birth rates are plummeting. They're at like again lowest level since the Great Depression. But STD rates are going up.
Jesus.
You know what I mean? So it's not that people aren't having sex.
Wrap it up, brother.
It's not that people aren't having sex. They're having sex, but they're just being promiscuous, and if they do happen to get pregnant, they will just murder their unborn child, and then boom, back to the club. So try a little better on that one, folks. Try again.
We can all try a little
Let's
better
try
as
again,
Americans.
society.
As Americans, we can all try better.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I've never met a left. Like what I'll always ask somebody in debate is like, you know, do you love America? Like, do you love your country and want to see it do well? They will never. They usually don't even like to give you a straight answer. And they'll be like, oh well, I think that like all people should.
Bro, I can't understand that. Like,
Yeah.
left or right,
Yeah,
middle,
exactly.
communist,
Yeah.
whatever you are, black, white, Asian, Muslim. I can't understand why you wouldn't be proud of your
Yeah.
country.
It's like if you
I don't.
are.
It doesn't. It fucking irks me, dude.
If you love America, you're basically on the right. Like,
Yeah.
because people on the left are just these, you know,
And they have the same rights as me and you, man.
Yeah, should they? No, I'm just kidding.
Not.
Rights for everybody.
Well, man, if they want to fucking see those rights continue, they should be pro-American.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, basically,
you know what I'm saying? We're not
the
communist
biggest-
China.
the biggest plague on America right now is the white, affluent, liberal woman. I'm sorry, but white, affluent, like rich, liberal white women are the worst. They're the worst. People on
You guys are
both-
pretty bad on Twitter.
Yeah, people on the left and right both agree with this. Like, yeah, it's just not okay. You know, basically, if you're a Western European male and you're a liberal, all I want to say to you is that your ancestors are spinning in their grave at 6,000 RPM as you champion your own demise. We're taught that we need to, you know, be happy about our replacement, and let's not, folks. Let's try to do better. Yeah.
Try to do better, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we don't like saying I want to preserve America's like cultural identity, because multicultural societies, just by nature, they don't work. They don't work. And I'm not saying multiracial. Notice there's a big difference. I'm not saying multiracial societies, but when you have a lot of cultures, like Islamic values are not compatible with like Western European kind of democratic values. They have opposing values. So if their cultures are not compatible.
That's kind of why
So-
there's war. Huh?
Yeah, so if you import millions of immigrants from the Middle East to your, you know, democratic kind of like, you know, free and fair society, there's going to be conflict there. Just by nature, like, there is going to be conflict. And so, you know, a monocultural, unicultural society is by far the most beneficial. There's basically no arguing this. But if you want to, get at me on Twitter.
Yeah, you guys can have that debate.
Texas.
If you want to come on and debate him, I'd love to be on. Be a part of it.
Yes, you will catch these
T.
Western European hands.
T. Kelly.
T. Kelly, I love you, man. If you're watching this, you know, yeah, we definitely need to get together and talk sometime, man, because you seem pretty open-minded, and you know, I think that T. Kelly is we're aware of a lot of the same truths. You know what I mean? But we
T.
just
Kelly,
have
he's
different
communist.
solutions. Yeah, he is. I know.
I hate it.
He came over the other day.
That's what he told me.
Yeah, we were talking.
How was
about
that?
It was good, man. I love T. Kelly. You're great, man. You're great. I think that. I mean, I don't. Yeah, he said he told me he was a hardcore socialist.
Yeah.
And yeah, that sucks. Don't get me wrong. I don't like that, but that's my main problem with like the mainstream Republican Party and like this kind of like Ted Cruz, Dan Crenshaw, neocon type thing is that the number one thing you always see them complaining about is like socialism. Man, we can't let socialism come here, and like these socialist Democrats, and it's like, yeah, that's bad, whatever, but like, or you know, I don't know if you've heard of like Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk. They're like just these. It's this conservative movement, and they're like the youth. You know, they print shirts that say "Socialism sucks!" like exclamation. Yeah, like fuck socialism. And like, yeah, I agree.
I need one of those shirts.
I'm not a socialist. Well, no, don't fuck with Charlie Kirk.
Oh, okay, my
because
bad.
they are not real conservatives. There's a drag queen named Lady MAGA or MAGA. You know, it's like Lady Gaga. I get it. And he does like talks and stuff
For them?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because they're like, look, we're cool. Like all you young people, come join the conservative movement. Did that stop it, or are you still going?
Oh, shit. Damn it. I have to edit that.
It's all good.
It's not that.
Oh, is this
What's
still
up,
going?
man?
Hell yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, they're like, oh, you young people, don't you want to come in here? Like Rob Smith, the homosexual African-American Afghanistan war veteran, who's like, you know, their premier like speaker. Like, yeah, like, look, they have gays in the movement, it's cool, come over here. They're trying to attract everyone. But we do not want sodomites in our movement. It's not cool. This is why.
Wait, before you say who's we?
The young conservatives, America first.
Okay.
The conservative establishment is dying, and America first is inevitable because it's not cool to shill for big business. It's not cool to shill for Israel, and it's not cool to shill for transsexuals and homosexuals. It's not, okay? And basically, what you see these mainstream conservatives talking about, they're always like, oh yeah, like socialism is evil, but like, you look at, my main thing is immigration. That's like my main political like thing that got me into politics that I really care about, because the birth rates are plummeting here. The American population is dying, and then we have liberal politicians who are like, oh, don't you want to like bring in all these people, like thousands of people, and basically that will just replace the population of the nation. That's not what I want. So yeah, I don't like socialism, sure, but that's not really the biggest issue. Like if you look at like the former Soviet Union, you look at these former like Eastern Bloc countries, places have survived socialism, okay? Places have survived starvation, but no country has survived immigration like what we're seeing now, especially in Western Europe. Angela Merkel, the Chancellor of Germany, or Prime Minister, whatever the fuck that bitch is, fuck that bitch. She recently had to admit that her immigration policy had a, increase the crime rate. Like she had to admit that her immigration policy of taking in 1 million immigrants per year to Germany.
Where were they coming from?
Mostly like Africa and the Middle East. And Sweden had a similar policy, and now Sweden is like number 2 rape capital of the world, behind like Swaziland in landlocked South Africa. You know what I mean? So like, it's just.
Do you ever think, yeah, that's a problem, but do you ever think like, why are these people leaving? Like that should be the solution. Like we should figure out why they don't want to be in their own country.
Yeah, exactly. And by massive amounts of people like leaving the country, that only crumbles their infrastructure more. It's because they don't have. Well, actually, they do have national pride, and that's really the problem. Is that they're very like Muslims. Like they have their cultural values, and they don't like abandon them when they come to Western Europe. Like I hate. Like this is what and I blame the left and the right equally for immigration, okay? Because people on the left want to import millions of people for votes, and people on the right want to import millions of people for cheap labor, for their wealthy donors, like the Koch brothers and shit. And so, basically, but it's again, it's a problem of culture, because when people.
Y'all leaving?
Yes,
Bye.
See y'all later.
See you later.
But yeah, so it's like when people
See you, BG.
when people come to America, it's like this notion. This is what I mostly see on the right, is that people will that they think that if you take somebody from another country, they can be Muslim, African, Indian, it doesn't matter. Because once you put them on American soil and you make them a citizen, well, they'll just be waving an American flag, and they'll be, white picket fence, but it doesn't work like that. I would like to point everyone to a great book by foremost immigration expert George Borhaus called We Wanted Workers. Get that book, read it. We Wanted Workers. It comes. Hey, what, is that a Titan? That's an Xterra.
I can't tell you, to be honest. I don't know my cars.
Or is that a Nissan Rogue?
It's a Nissan.
That whole kind of loud. But anyways, We Wanted Workers, George Borhaus, because there's this thing, conservatives, that's why this new young conservative movement has started, because we're like, damn, this establishment GOP is really not that different from the left, especially in terms of immigration, because they'll think in terms of economics, like, oh, they're going to come here and they're going to work and they're going to increase the GDP and it's going to be great and it's going to make America great. But that's the thing. We wanted work. It comes from a quote from this German author. We wanted workers and we got people. We wanted workers, we got people. Because we think they're just going to come here, they're going to improve the economy, they're going to work and have families, and they're going to be Americans for all intents and purposes. But in reality, they bring culture with them, and it's conflicting culture. I don't want to offend your family.
They're probably not even listening.
Well, anyways, we wanted workers, we got people.
There you go, guys. We're coming up on our time.
I'm sorry, man. I feel like I just ranted.
Oh, I love it. I love hearing you talk, man. I love it. So, if you want to say it, you can, man. You always can be on.
Oh yeah.
So
I love the Snake Pit
Thank
because
you, man.
it's a censorship-free zone.
I hate censorship.
Roy's not gonna fucking censor you no matter what.
No way, Jose.
I'll let you say whatever dumb shit you want.
Yeah, that's up to you. So, you got any final words for the young people of America?
America first.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
all it comes down to.
I would like to point out, speaking of which, that this specifically says made in USA,
Yes.
and it's dairy free and gluten free. So get you some FNX Restore.
Support American workers.
Yes, sir. And use the code SNAKE. FNXFit.com, man. Thank you, Will. That was fun.
Of course.
Yes. Yes, sir. Appreciate